2019 after the 20, because they went through their renewal terms. So we immediately, had somebody else come in, but it's, highest and best use. It's a little better than an acre here. And this operator is actually very good. So I do a lot with the schools. He's the one who's responsible for turning around and making the operations over at Village Green Day School in Great Falls. He's the one who successfly.
Great Falls?
Yeah, the big one, right off Walker Road.
Okay.
Big school. He did that one, and then another.
Bowling Green, right?
No, it's Village Green Day School.
Village Green.
Village Green Day School.
Daycare center.
Yep.
So daycare means how many? What's the like up to the pre-K?
Some of them do kindergarten if they're accredited. The license goes, from 6 weeks or 1 month infants up to 13 or 12 years, 11 months, because they do after school care for additional income. So they will take, a bus or something like for the elementary schools and bring that over as well. But full time, you have infants through pre-K.
Pre-K. Yeah.
So 5 years old, basically.
Yeah.
So full time.
Bless you.
Bless you. Bless you. Yeah. So, but come on in. It's pretty standard. You have the office, and then Jason, who is the owner of the business and the head of the school, just director's office basically here. I'll turn the light for your side.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. And then back here we have the infant room. Here.
This is owner's unit.
Just restrooms for the.
This is infant room.
And staff and all of that use this. And then I think there's 8 classrooms. I'm trying to remember exactly how many there are, but you have kind of the ages go up. Toddler center, or this is actually young toddler. So this is kind of when they come to infant stage, you move on here.
So all the furniture comes with the property, right?
What's that? Well, the tenant owns the property. So, owns all the furniture. So
the tenant.
The tenant, but the fixtures, like obviously the sinks, anything that's attached to the property is owned by ownership. Yeah. But is the responsibility of the tenant to maintain. So the tenant must maintain its. Yep, exactly. The tenant pays the property taxes. The tenant pays or reimburses the owner for the property taxes, the property insurance, and then any repairs and maintenance. Yep, just another classroom. Looks like you put some nets down here. So, what you kind of look for in these child care centers is large classrooms, which they have because that affects the licensing capacity. For the area right here, I don't know how well you know, but right across the street at Cascades Marketplace is going to all be redeveloped. 850 multifamily, so residential, 850 units, and in 3 phases. So that's already approved. Yep, right across the street. Yes.
How many units?
850.
It's like condo units?
It'll be apartments, condos, and they'll do townhomes there as well. I don't think they'll do any
And
single
at
family.
some point, if this thing, if you decide to develop it, that's a potential as well.
Or it can be converted into the apartments too?
It's actually zoned for residential right now, if you want to, but right now the highest and best use is
This one.
this. Right behind us, right, literally, I'll show you outside, is Northern Virginia Community College
Yes.
campus. All the classrooms will have restrooms in them as well. I guess the main things, but the classroom size is very big. Big classroom there, very big classroom back here. No, it's 6,568. Yeah, 6,568 on 1.15 acres. In fact, while we are here, let's go. Yeah, we'll go out the other door, that one may have a bar on it.
Staff resource room.
So this is where they keep, some of the supplies and things like that too. This technically can be a classroom, but they're using it as a supply
Yeah.
room right now. All of the classrooms, right back here will also lead outside.
Is it required by code to have such thing?
To have access?
Yeah, to outside?
Not for infant rooms and, not for infant rooms. I'm on there.
It's pretty good. It's a very good shape.
Yeah,
Yeah, well maintained,
yeah.
nice, clean.
And then, right here, the exterior. So, it's a large lot, goes all the way back to the basketball hoop there.
Yeah.
The lot line actually extends 10 feet past the fence line. Right behind us is Northern Virginia Community College. So, always have that kind of open. What's required by law, Denise, is for the age groups to be separated by a fence.
So the Nova Community College, it goes on the 7th, right? It's on the 7th? That's 7?
I think it's, I think it does, yeah, it's really big. You could get a 7 if you come up this way and go right.
Yeah.
These are their fields in the background, so. And then you have the library, and then senior housing.
I saw
Yep,
that.
yep.
First I went there.
Yep. Oh, you did? Okay, yeah.
Then I turned around.
It's good for visibility and business, because in this parking lot right next to us, on the weekends when it's nice, like Saturdays and things like that, they have a farmer's market that sets up right there.
Oh, is
Yeah.
that
It's always busy, yeah.
I have a new listing coming up close by.
Okay,
So I
yeah.
was putting it on the retail map.
Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Ah, it's
Library, yeah, this, and then right across the street, like where all that commercial development is, like all back, that's Cascade Marketplace. That's the one that's gonna be all developed, 850 homes.
Yeah.
That's right over there, yeah, yep. Kind of where you see that green
Right,
rooftop,
yeah.
right? Yeah, all in there.
That much land is there? Up there?
There's a ton,
Ton
yeah,
of land.
yes, yeah. And it'll all be like repurposed. They will do some retail, office as well, but it's gonna have a lot of residential next
Yeah,
time.
it takes about like maybe 10 years to build probably, right?
I don't know how long their phases are actually gonna work. It
Yeah.
might be less, but if I had to guess, I would say probably 6 years or so. The first phase, though, within the first 2 to 3 years.
Yeah. So if they can build this in this area, like townhouses, how many townhouses roughly you can build in?
Oh, well, this right here on this land, you'd only be able, you'd have to get an exception for that. So this is what's called PDH, so Planned Development Housing is the zoning code here, and it's PDH 4, meaning you can do by right 4 single-family homes. Density-wise, you have to get a special exception, so you could probably do 16 or so townhomes.
Yeah.
That's usually what the PDH 4 will convert to.
Mm.
It is probably not the highest and best use for this land. The highest and best use is what's sitting here right now.
Right now.
Yeah.
What's their annual turnover? How much they make like annually?
I'm waiting actually to get 2022 financials, but 900,000 to 1.1 million is what the forecast was.
Per year?
Per year, yeah.
After their expenses?
No, that's with expenses, yeah,
With expenses,
yeah. Like, so as he increases enrollment, he could probably turn this into about a $1.7 million building, so. And that's actually really good for a building this size.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how many years left on the contract, Joe?
On the lease?
On the lease.
9 years and 10 months.
And about how much was the income? 400? No,
210,
210.
$176, and then that'll go up, I think it's October, 3%. in October. So it's
Okay.
3% increases every
Annually.
year, and he has one 5-year renewal option here.
276 per year, right? You said?
210,000,
Per-
but yeah, per year, but that goes up 3% every year. And then he reimburses for property taxes and property insurance.
Yeah. 210, you said their income, right? Per annum?
That's the rental income for here. Yeah, that's how much they're paying for rent.
For the rent,
They, yeah, and I think it's like 17,000 a month.
So this is a triple net property. That means
Right.
owner collects that amount as a net amount. Tenant pays for the other
Yeah.
expenses.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're paying 210 per month for the
Per
the
year.
rental.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And their annual income is 900.
What's that? That's their revenue.
That's
their
That's the
revenue.
tenant's revenue, yeah. So the rent is $32 a square foot. Okay, so that's how we, and that's actually below market average. We had, when we sold the business to the tenant here, 3 days after we signed, the deal, one of the national franchises, Primrose, 465 schools, came and gave us a letter of intent for more for the business and more for rent. But we couldn't do anything with it. So
We just signed the contract.
we closed, yeah,
Because it was,
because we signed the
Don't we
contract.
love that?
I was like, are you kidding me? Yeah, so, yeah, but it is what it is.
So that means I know that Primrose always looking for places.
Right, yeah.
If
yeah.
something goes wrong with this tenant, there's a buyer
Buyer.
for this property.
Oh,
and willing to
100%.
pay higher rent
Right,
also.
You could, and I'm not kidding, like, I mean, realistically, like, if this thing, something were to happen, you could get a tenant in here in 30 days with more money. So, but this tenant has personally guaranteed it. So his personal assets, including his home, primary residence, guarantee this rent. And then in 5 years, it's corporately guaranteed, and he has several other schools as well. So,
Yeah, I mean, because it's a big corporation, kind of little
yeah, yeah,
corporate level, right?
Exactly.
If you have like a 3-4 schools,
right,
running,
right,
they have enough revenue
yeah.
to,
They have to support it. Yeah,
to support it.
yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
I think
Yeah,
we're
nice.
good.
So one thing for sure, if they want to break the lease, is there any?
They
anything-
can't.
They can't.
If they do, they're responsible for the term of the lease
For the
with their
Yeah.
personal
for the
assets.
10-year lease, huh?
Mhm.
Okay.
For their with their personal assets.
Ah,
It's not like corporate guarantee, it's a personal guarantee.
And though, but what you're saying is, yes, they are responsible for the entire lease amount, which is about $3 million. So, for example, if something were to happen, like, they don't have an option to get out. There's no tenant option out. And in addition to that, if something were to happen, that lease is valued at $3 million, and that is actually what you can sue for.
Yeah, and the 3% escalation every year.
Yeah.
The-
3%.
Yeah. So I think it's 210, 176 now. 3% on top of that is like 216,000 next year, or actually I think it's October. So
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, great investment.
Yeah.
I know that.
Yeah.
I sold one of these this last year, and the buyer, he actually called me to thank.
oh really? Oh cool.
And he's like, Denise, that was the greatest investment I did.
That's
No-
awesome.
No
Yeah.
problem. I'm collecting my rent.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
just great income.
She's doing well over there too.
Yeah.
From the last I heard, that she was actually interested in something else that we had, but we went to a different group.
Yeah, commercial property is always, is good. My accountant always say, don't buy residentials.
Yeah.
It's not good for your, for taxes, all that
Right.
stuff. Yeah, commercials are better.
And the other thing is the commercial is less headache. This tenant is responsible for everything.
For
They're not
everything.
gonna call you for when something
For
goes wrong.
anything, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's
they-
not
they-
like with the residential, they keep calling you, restrooms are not working, this broke down.
Yeah,
It's not gonna happen here.
right,
This is a
Right.
triple net investment property.
yeah,
So like, I mean, on residential, like, I mean, it's so volatile. It goes up, it comes down, it goes up, pretty big swings. Commercial's not as much.
And the cap
So-
rates are not as high as commercial with the residential because more, seen as a less risk with that. It comes with usually like I don't know, 4%,
Mhm.
5% at most, right?
Yeah, our
with the-
area is 4.2%.
Yeah, with this one, I believe you're asking 6.25
That's
cap.
right, yeah.
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 so, yeah, 10 years from now, so this property is gonna value like at least 10% more?
So I actually did a spreadsheet on it. I don't know if I still have that. So, in 10 years, I mean, let's say that you're at like 300,000. Maybe more than that.
Let's assume 10 years.
So
What
5
is
million, so up 2 million. So what is that? That's
yeah.
maybe 30. So if it's, let's just use round up 3 million, be worth about, I mean, hypothetically, right? 5 million or so. Because let's say the rent escalates. Okay, let's say the rent in,
What is the
10 years.
10-year rent is?
so in 65, 68
It's in your package.
times
actually.
50 is 328. Okay, so
Mhm.
let's say it's $50 a square foot, and that's going rate for like
Mhm.
Fairfax and things like that.
Goes down.
Divided by 6% cap rate, you actually would be between 5 to 5.5 million.
In 10 years.
There's a
years.
rent roll somewhere.
It's yeah, keep on going. It's actually going to be
Right here.
right here, right there.
So think of this rent, 274,
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
divided by 6.6%.
Yeah, so that's 4.6 million.
Yeah.
But that's minimum. Let's say he doesn't renew. What are the rental rates at that time? I mean, $45 to $50 a square foot, more than likely, especially with all the new development. Because over here, they're going to be asking $40 a square foot, triple net. They're going to be
Yeah.
very similar to what the Sol centers are, which is like Lansdowne and all of that. And Lansdowne and all that is $40 a square
And
foot.
also with the population increase in this area, there won't be enough daycares. That's the biggest
That's
problem
right.
right
They're all
now.
going south. Yeah.
We don't have enough daycares for the growth of the population.
Yeah, you can.
Right.
So it makes it very valuable. I agree with you. Probably it's going to be 5 million,
Yeah. I would imagine so.
if not more.
Mm-hmm.
And-
But that's 5 million, and then plus all the rental income that was collected. The total rental that was collected over the years.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's tax benefits to the commercial. I mean, you could depreciate the asset when you buy it. So you
I
get
can
benefits.
I can run a 10-year analysis, financial analysis, and send it to you. Just you'll see how it lays out.
Yeah, right.
Okay,
right.
I'll do that.
Yeah, so you have my email?
I
I think, yeah,
I
I
do
think-
have
yeah,
it.
right,
I
right.
received your email.
Yeah, right,
I'll give
right.
you my card also.
I'm gonna see if I actually ran it.
Here's my card. I'll email you. With the assumption that let's assume you borrow that 6% interest rate, I'll run the analysis based on that 10-year analysis,
Right.
and I'll send it to you and Mr. Gopal.
Good.
Did I send you this? I can't remember if I sent this to you. At least this was like something I ran.
I mean, I like that it is a clean transaction.
Mm-hmm.
Every time you go investment properties, they seem nice, at this, especially with this cap rates. There's always a catch. Either the tenant is not that good, there is a problem with it, blah blah. With this one, 10-year lease, personal guarantee, good tenant with multiple locations. So.
Yeah, that's the security that you.
Yeah, and it's guaranteed by the personally, not corporate guarantee.
Right.
That's these are my pluses. That's why I presented to Gopal.
Yeah.
He actually put an offer on my other property.
Oh,
But
yeah?
He was
That's right, yeah.
yeah, and he was like a backup offer, and the other buyer continued with the purchase, and I can go back and say, hey, Gopal, do you wanna search for other thing?
Mhm.
And he said, well, I'm looking for a good investment with like really good terms. So this is as good as it gets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So right now he's vacationing.
Oh, yeah, where's he?
He's in not Puerto Rico,
Puerto
Costa Rica.
Oh,
Costa
nice.
Rica,
Okay, so he's in
nice.
warm weather, that's good for
Yeah.
him. Yeah.
Nice,
It has
nice.
a lot, beaches,
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
I wanna go to Costa Rica.
Yeah, that's beautiful. I've been once. Yeah,
waterfalls. Something
Oh, yeah.
like that, yeah.
Yeah, I remember we did a hike through like the jungle actually there and saw like some waterfalls and
Yeah.
yeah, it's very cool.
It is a safe place too.
Yeah.
Is it?
Because
Okay,
a lot of
yeah.
Americans move there.
Yeah, yeah,
Cheaper and nicer.
yeah.
I
It's
think-
like I was thinking about it's a kind of socialist government. No,
Mm-hmm.
it's not. It's just like America.